And let's start The Secret of the Silver Earrings. Just by the way, the full name, so I don't understand why it just says Silver Earrings in the tag title for this game when you search it on Twitch, but hey, it sometimes does that where it just gets the half the game. I've been wondering since yesterday. I think it's supposed to be like a bird and then a fish. I wonder where the design comes from those earrings. But yeah, essentially what happened is there was a murder at an event that Sherlock Holmes was invited to. The host got shot and he has to now figure out who is the person that did it. So we looked into all the holds and stuff, and we got a lot of clues. And then we went home and we checked some like powders and ashes we found, classic Sherlock Holmes style. And now it's the next morning and the straight came for breakfast or something. Roast is probably noon actually. And yeah, we're currently in Baker Street. And Watson's supposed to read the Strait's papers. Okay, here. I hope work will not be too stressful for you. And thank you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Today. Whatever. So, report on the investigation. The case of Sherringford Hall, Inspector in charge, Lestrade. 14th of October, 1897. Before 11 o'clock in the evening, Melvin Bromsby, engineer, architect, and contractor of renown, was slain by a single gunshot in his mansion, Sherringford Hall. The crime, the author of which is still undetermined, took place in the ballroom during the reception arranged by the victim in honor of his daughter's return to England. She had spent the last several years at finishing school on the continent. Despite the presence of 100 witnesses, no precise testimony was obtained regarding the exact circumstances of this horrific act. Nevertheless, based upon certain evidences, there's a presumption of suspicion towards the daughter of the victim, Miss Lavinia Bromsby. Sorry, I need to move my microphone closer. This is very inconvenient. There we go. Need to bend towards the side. Okay. Instrument of crime. Report by Inspector Lestrade, 14th of October, 1897. The bullet extracted from the corpse of the victim corresponds to the caliber of revolver found in Miss Lavinia Bromsby's purse. This purse found on the floor was near the door from which Miss Lavinia Bromsby first appeared after the mortar shot was fired. All of the witnesses agreed that the sound of the shot originated at or near the very same doorway. The revolver is an old small bore right, which is also a highly reliable weapon. This would explain why the only shot fired was mortal, despite a distance of several dozen feet and a difficult angle. Miss Lavinia claims that the victim personally gave her this revolver before the crime, for the purpose of her protection against an unnamed threat. This account can be supported by the fact that these models are impossible to find on the continent where Miss Lavinia has spent the last years. Premeditation can be excluded if she's found to be the murderer. So, the thing with this is, yes, he gave you the revolver, but the fact is there was a hidden person behind the statue. And we know that because the marks of the gunpowder are way higher on the doorframe than she could reach from where she was standing. So she would have had to jump or climb up onto the statue. And, that would have, first of all, probably been difficult with her dress. And second of all, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So the likeliness of her not being the actual person that did commit the murder is very high. So, the motive. A victim, even if he had few or even no friends, still might not have enemies capable of committing this act. Strong unpopularity among his domestics was compensated by the attractive wages he paid them. His business partners spoke of him as a tough but fair player. According to the criterions of this environment, the fact that he spent long years in India was solely devoted to his business preludes any crime of jealousy or passion. Precludes, not preludes. Oops. Finally, the modus operandi doesn't correspond to the typical revenge killing by this or that Hindi sect where these things do happen. The motive then must apply to his holdings or some quite personal. Another line of reasoning that points to Miss Lavinia Bromsby. According to Mr. H. Grimble, the partner of Sir Bromsby, her relationship with her father had become so strained that Sir Bromsby visited his daughter only once during these past 6 years. A local constable must contact Mr. H. Follett, the attorney of Sir Bromsby, in order to recover the essential parts of his last will and testament if it exist. None of that makes sense, because why would her father give him her? Oh my goodness, yeah, brain is absolutely not working. Why would her father give her a weapon to defend herself from a real threat? And also, we don't know what his announcement would have been. We only know that it must have been a decently huge one because of the number of people he invited. So, question is, had it to do with the announcement? Which is very likely. And then what did he want to announce and why was it stopped? We originally, by the way, I should say that, we originally got called there because of suspicious person. There was a suspicious, not actress, she was like a performer. And we were supposed to like keep an eye on her, and that's why Sherlock Holmes was invited with Watson. So, whether she is actually one of the culprits or not, that's a question. Development of the crime. With regards to distance and the angle of shooting, it would be reasonable to suppose that only an expert marksman could have succeeded in making such a shot, but a factor of probability still exists in the midst of other possibilities. The testimony of the group of cabmen who were in the ideal place to have observed such matters found no one leave through the service door after the shooting, and up until the time when one of the domestics locked it from the outside. All the windows are equipped with thick bars, and the frigid presence of maid at the stairwell indicates that no one ascended to that floor. The testimony of Miss Lambert, the governess, indicates that she noticed only 2 people absent from the ballroom during Sir Bromsby's arrival: Mr. Horace Follett, the victim's attorney, and Miss Lavinia Bromsby, the domestics. Had been specifically instructed that all the guests were to be present during Sir Bromsby's entrance. I've been persuaded by all accounts that anyone who had left the ballroom had returned before Sir Bromsby's entrance. Sir Horace Follett hasn't gone through the gate of mansion of Sherlock Hall. The only person whose movements were unaccounted for at the time of the shooting is Miss Lavinia Bromsby. The chivalrous testimony of a young infantry officer confirmed that he saw her standing at the threshold of the door can be the only reason for not charging her with murder. As Miss Bromsby was in a state of deep shock last evening, according to the local doctors who examined her, interview was delayed until today. So the thing with that is that we found ashes outside the door, and they had the same size of footprint than some in the other room. So somebody must have left through the back door. They gone back in quite clearly, but they have left through the door. Just nobody noticed, or it was one of the coachmen or something. We also know that there was probably a false officer somewhere, because we found a very, badly imitated button. Also at the, that was found in the kitchen, where the cook reported that somebody came in, he didn't see who, and put something in the trash, so that's suspicious. And then we found pieces of beard. So, and then a cortex-laced thing of, say, a cigarette, and then also, or cigar, can't remember, either way, one of those, some kind of stump. I think it was a cigarette. And then we also found weird white powder, which was laced with gunpowder, I think, starch or gunpowder or something. So that was very interesting. General information about the man called Sir Melvin Bromsby. No official involvement as a defendant in any criminal and civil matter. No appearance as a witness in a criminal or civil law code. Complainant as to robbery committed at a fair stand in Sir Bartholomew. On July 1861, judgment of the court was favorable for the crown. Huh. So he has stolen, huh? Dear Sherlock, here's all the information that we know about the late Sir Melvin Bromsby. Born 1842 in Stratfordshire of modest family, he finished his studies of architecture and civil engineering owing to the scholarship and financial assistance of his elder sister, who owned a florist shop. After he was awarded his diploma, he was employed by a small firm, which he later left for a large enterprise, the Salinger Company. In 1872, he was sent to India to assist in the construction of a bridge for the army. At the end of this project, in 1874, he left his position with Salinger and founded his own enterprise in Bombay. At the same time, he courted Charlotta Campbell, the second daughter of Colonel Campbell. Colonel, yeah, OBE, Commander-in-Chief of an important local garrison. The military appreciated Bromsby's straightforwardness and business acuteness. Hold on. Yeah, okay. I just stumbled upon something that was no reason to stumble upon. Thus, the army entrusted him with many contracts for construction, barracks, and other types of work. In 1877, he was married to Charlotta. His business flourished, and he hired a young accountant, Mr. Grimble, who later became Bromsby's personal assistant. An ideal candidate for the position, Grimble excelled at his various administrative tasks. Sir Bromsby's business has continued to prosper over the years. In 1879, Charlotta Bromsby Nee Campbell died, giving birth to their daughter Lavinia. Bromsby's business enjoys great success. However, the fact that he has been awarded nearly all of the Army's civilian contracts has aroused the jealousy and suspicion of other British businessmen in India. It's been rumored that he gained his fortune through the exploitation of his Indian labourers and British workmen, poor working conditions, and miserable wages. In 1884, upon learning of the death of his elder sister, he decided to return home and prepare the transfer of his business interests to England. He also invested his money in several cement factories, which permitted him to reduce his cost further and thus increase his profits. In 1891, he sent his daughter to study at a finishing school near St. Moritz in Switzerland. She has just returned to England several days ago. He was awarded a knighthood in 1892. There are several cases where his name has been mentioned because of suggested fraud, which is contracts and ill usage of convict labourers at his factories. Such practices are common in London business circles, and his wealth allowed him to avoid scrutiny by the courts. Thus, when his behaviour is weighted with the current climate of commercial morality, is neither angel nor demon. Assuming his business assets are included, his current fortune would be measured in the tens of thousands of pounds. That would make him one of the wealthiest contractors in Britain. I wish you good luck in this case. Mycroft. Ooh. Okay, that's good to know.
All this is very interesting. According to the
Also, it's really hard to read that font sometimes.
Was not in the ballroom or the corridor. Where was he then?
He was in the corridor.
Finished, Watson. Shall we go? Let us return to Sherringford Hall.
Well then.
Cabby!
These cutscenes, oh, they're so funny. They're so static. I do love that they voiced a lot of things. Hello? Anything? Game? Are we? Okay.
Sirs, please, go right in. Please wait here, gentlemen. I will see if Miss Lavinia is receiving callers. She's in her room.
Well, Mr. Grimble, I didn't expect to see you here at this hour.
I am worried about Miss Lavinia, needless to say. I also thought I might learn something of interest about the investigation. This difficulty, if it persists, can do great harm to the business.
Sir Bromsby and Miss Lavinia had rather strained relations, it seems.
Well, Sir Bromsby and Miss Lavinia have never got on very well. Of late, their distance had grown due to the influence of several incidents.
Incidents? Okay.
What sort of incidents, precisely?
I do remember one instance in India, where Sir Bromsby attacked a friend of Miss Lavinia. He was our native cartman's son. It seems he spilled a jug full of water that was intended for Sir Bromsby to wash his face. Bromsby began cursing and thrashing the boy before his daughter's very eyes. Miss Lavinia took her friend's part and spoke to her father most rudely.
The devil, you say? What occurred next?
There is no one in the whole of India who would have dared address Sir Bromsby in such a manner. He stayed closeted in his office for the entire day. The next day, he fired the carter. But despite these incidents, I am still sure that Miss Lavinia sincerely loved her father.
I mean, that he was a difficult man,
I'm
we already
sorry,
found
but
out.
I have to go.
All right, as you wish. I shall remain here.
Okay.
I have to leave you, sirs. I need to verify certain things.
Whatever that means, let's find out.
The more we consider the facts of this affair, the more mysterious it becomes.
The important thing is to be precise and rigorous in your analysis.
Also, there's
With
still the
Scotland Yard, we know this
Frenchman
well.
that's
Reminds me a bit of bad business I
apparently
resolved.
left
I believe it involved a theft of sticks
and
from
also
a polo team.
seems
I
very
have myself
suspicious.
engaged in this sport but a few years ago.
Really?
Do you enjoy the sport of polo, Mr. Grimble?
No.
You cannot imagine the benefits of this sport. To achieve perfect form and union, man with horse.
A little like the waltz, eh?
Exactly. Except that with this sport, mounting is at full speed, which complicates things singularly.
I don't follow you.
The team from Brixton, in my opinion, is the finest example of how polo should be played.
Perhaps they may well be. But what would you say about that last match of the Old Ghost Rangers?
They were absolutely splendid. But what of the Brixton team?
Weren't they the cause of some
do we have to
ruckus
listen
about a
that?
matter of corruption?
Oh my goodness, that was boring. So... Okay. All of this has been cleaned. Okay, not what we meant to do. Guess there's nothing there. Maybe, hopefully. Let's talk to the cook.
May I come in?
Well, oh, take that!
Pardon me. It is already quite dead, you know.
Oh, you frighten me! I have a case of the nerves, you understand. I cannot find my bottles.
What bottles?
On the table.
No, not those. That is a poor vintage. The 2 bottles that the old crap, God rest his soul, ordered up from London for the party. Both were 18-year-old whiskey, perfect for the digestion and the heart's sorrows.
Huh, interesting.
And who could have taken them?
I'm sure that the barman from Hartford stumbled them. Who else would know to take those particular bottles over the others?
Very good. I will leave you to your chicken then.
That's it.
Oh my. Oh, that's interesting. So bottles are missing. Question is why? There have been some people that have been quite drunk during the party. So that we need to consider. Okay. Music is super dramatic. I hope it's not too loud in comparison. Oh.
To whom does this belong?
Okay, that's all we seen yesterday. White glove. Those are new. A book's still there, a picture's still there. There's something in the plant, but we cannot click on it. So I think that's just decoration. Nothing that seems to be in here. Okay. It's also very hard to see in there. There's a lot of dirt down there. Footprints are still there. But we can't do anything with them. There's that stupid ticking clock. Nothing else here.
A handbag of Lavinia Bromsby. I do not favour ransacking a lady's personal property, but I think she will be understanding.
Hopefully that is. Program of London
A
Opera.
programme for the London Opera.
And Harrington's letter. Okay, let's check. Not that, this. Dear Miss Lavinia, excuse my boldness. I do believe in my most sincere condolences and honourable affection in this terrible time. I cannot excuse myself. If I allowed you to face off all of this on your own, ordered my valet to move my possessions to the Queen's Arms, which is nearest in to Sherringford Hall, would be greatly honoured if you could allow me to make myself useful to you at my new lodgings. I am but a few minutes away should you require my assistance. I took care to forget my gloss that you mentioned, so that my visit to call you would not invite any undue speculations or gossips. Sincerely and eternally yours. These are those. And then we have the... Okay, but where's the... But where's the ballroom, the opera thing? Okay, well, that's confusing. The opera stuff disappeared, but I guess whatever. Anything else on this desk? No. Okay, let's continue. Have not seen the back room nor the hall yet. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, are those stains or is that... I think that's shadows.
No, I need more information.
Okay, there's nothing much here. I don't think so, at least. Oh, come on. It's not what I meant. Come on. Sometimes it's really hard to go where you want to.
Closed.
Okay, that's interesting. There's the ballroom. Can we go in here first?
Closed.
Wish there was a running thing. This room looks very
Closed.
pretty when it's bright. Okay, let's talk to Miss Lavinia. We need to know more about the Frenchman.
I feel quite ready to answer your questions now, Mr. Holmes. Yesterday I was not in my right senses. I do want to encourage you, on the sound advice of Mr. Grimble. He explained to me that everything my father built during his entire life may collapse unless this gossip ceases and this matter is resolved. Do you agree, Mr. Holmes?
The music was
Whatever
quite
the truth
loud.
is, I will reveal it. First of all, it is necessary for me to know your acts and your movements during this unfortunate event.
First I attended my appearance in the powder room. Then, as my father requested, I was standing quietly just inside the ballroom. I powdered my face one last time, while everyone, including myself, was watching my father. Suddenly, I heard this noise from behind me, and then I saw my father stagger and fall. Oh, my dear Lord. So I ran to his side and found that he was dead.
Yeah,
What was your
that
relationship
seems
with your
logical
father?
to what we
We
found.
barely saw or even wrote to one another for 6 years. But the father that met me upon my return was not the man I remembered. Something in his eyes had changed. There was a wariness there and perhaps even some unexplained anxiety.
Forgive me, but it seems Lieutenant Harrington has made himself responsible for your care.
Oh, he has proved himself to be most gallant and considerate. I have no friends here, other than Mr. Grimble. Mr. Harrington neither requested nor expected any recognition for his kind interventions, and was most attentive yesterday evening.
He is quite suspicious because they only got there because he made himself friends with one of the other guests a few days before the party.
Thank you for answering my questions, miss.
Oh, it is me who should be thanking you.
As I mentioned to you before, if this investigation is to proceed properly, it'll be necessary to examine your father's personal documents. May we see his office? I suppose Sir Bromsby kept his papers in this drawer.
Watch out!
Good God!
It must be one of Fowlett's inventions. Sir Bromsby mentioned he had asked his lawyer to devise security measures to protect his private documentation. I remember now that Fowlett has a unique passion for mechanizations and automatons. I had
in
no
the
idea
heck is that?
what kind of devices he had created.
Inspector Lestrade, I give you leave to tend to your appearance. I doubt you can return to the yard in such disrepair. I will now examine this room according to my methods.
That is so high. There must be something working on my lamp. Hold on. Yep, definitely a fly. That was annoying. Made like kind of a strobe light effect. And it's there again. Okay, at least I know what it is. It's very much so irritating. Oh well. Can't change it because I can't reach that right now. Okay, so
A page from this book has been marked. Let's examine it. The young Lavinia, with her grandfather, no doubt. I need something. A Masonic symbol, no doubt.
okay. My new friend, I would not miss this reception at any cost. I cannot help but envision the sight of Miss Lavinia's eyes when you make your announcement. you note I have not received any bad news from a friend, a custom official. I will see you then on the day after tomorrow, your friend Horace Follett. This book will certainly help you to understand my preferences in art that you found so debatable during your last visit. One more challenge. The first examples of this art from now on, named crude-colored woodcuts, date back to the first decade of the Middle Ages. At this time there was neither any artistic nor other rationale for hiding one picture inside another. The motivations were sometimes subversive, because certain subjects were forbidden to be artistically represented. Today this technique is still rarely used, and the great majority of crude-colored woodcuts conceal only animals or joyful personages in Baroque landscape. Okay, so there's likely gonna be a woodcut that hides something, huh? Is this like a cigar cutter or something? Probably.
It is the pieces of the English edition of the Indian newspaper.
Remember, I still have the original of the puzzle concerning the code MI. 55 is the number to be found by heading. Bomb menu is 910996. Translate from French. John Del. Okay. So likely something that we have to find. Why can I still click on this? Not what I meant to do. Okay, I don't know. Oh, hold on.
A remarkable portrait of the late Sir Bromsby. Ideal spot for a hiding place. This bridge is quite impressive. It must have been a considerable undertaking.
It's probably one of the bridges that he constructed. Interesting. Okay, let's go. Hello?
Look here, this message just came for me. 2 days ago, Mr. Horace Follett was seen leaving for the North Country. The constable for the town of Flatton, where the solicitor resides, obtained this information from Follett's neighbours.
I have a bad feeling about this, Watson. What would you say to a short jaunt to Flatton to finish off our day?
No objection at all, Holmes.
No. We have not been here.
Obviously impossible.
Okay. Or not.
Cabby!
The sounds are quite
Hello,
good.
gentlemen. Constable Fletcher here.
Good day, Constable.
Step.
Can you help us?
Yes, Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard wired me about your arrival and instructed me to do as I would with the inspector himself.
Would you be so good to take us to the neighbours who spoke of that night?
Come with me. Here we are.
Excellent!
Graham, this is a detective from London. He would like to hear what Mr. Fowlett's
Typical
told you.
English countryside. Very rainy. I do love this edition. It's very nice looking. Also, look at the details here, Tom.
So Mr. Follett left?
And then I have to move the crude door.
The day before yesterday, in the night. Not that this is the first time he's behaved in such a way. Anyway, he's not like others, and it didn't seem odd to see him leave at that hour, despite the heavy downpour.
And how is he, this Fowlett?
I'd call him an eccentric, you see. Not that I have anything bad to say about the man. His place is full of baubles with springs and mechanisms. There have been explosions. Yes, upon my word, explosions. But the next morning, there he'd be, always ready to wish me a good day.
Did you actually see him depart?
Well, a shutter on the barn had come loose and was beating about in the wind. I went out to set it straight in that moonless night. Then there he was. I saw him leaving. I shouted out, "Hey there, Mr. Fowlett." He waved and shouted something about leaving for the north for a fortnight.
Do you know where he went?
I couldn't quite make him out with all the wind and rain, but it seemed to me he left on some business matter. I think a fellow came to talk to him about something.
Interesting.
Well,
Okay.
it may be nothing, but if you think that the things he has in there might explode, you should better go and check.
Do you know a way into Fowlett's house?
Here's the key to the door that he left with my wife. If you don't mind, I won't accompany you. I prefer to remain alive and in good health a good bit longer.
Fair.
You say he had a visitor.
Oh, I don't know.
It's quite
It seems to me I
understandable
saw
that
someone
he
at his
didn't want
place
to.
at nightfall. But people often visited old Fowlett at odd times. Fellows who brought him pieces of I don't know what for his contraptions. There was also a friend who often came by. I think his name was Sir Glumsby or Flomsby. But it couldn't have
Glumsby.
been him because he's much taller than the chap I saw.
Good. I will go see what I can find. Wait for me here.
As you wish.
Interesting. I'm gonna need to hydrate a little bit more. Why can you run sometimes and most times not? It's quite confusing.
Close.
Street organ.
I can't enter like that. Close.
What do you mean you can't enter like that?
Close.
Okay, here we have barrel.
I need something. Footsteps, size 10.
But then we can't go here or do anything? Okay. Well, that's not helpful, I would say. Anything else here at the side? No. Can we not go in there? Like a valid question.
Close. I can't enter like that. Close.
What do you mean you can't enter like that? Okay, there's nowhere else I can go outside. There's nothing we can do at the windows, so it must be back here somewhere. I have no clue, honestly. Like, none at all what I'm supposed to do here.
Close. Close. Close.
I can't enter like that.
Box.
Close.
Oh my goodness. Why? I'm gonna look this up. This is freaking frustrating. I don't know if there's anything else that I can do. Okay. Day 2, chapter 2. Kitchen, house, hallway. Yes, we got that, we got that. Frolics neighbor. Key to Graham. When I had done with Graham, talked to Fletcher, asked for permission to enter the house alone. Allowing and following offset Holmes and walked back to the station. Oh my goodness, you need to talk to the policeman. And that's just that's the reason why. And they're not like, oh hey. I know I didn't spoil myself any further because page is quite good at you having to scroll down, so it's the only thing I read, but yeah.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
Constable Fletcher, I must ask that you allow me to enter alone. Do you agree?
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. So. Hello?
And now, Watson, if you could be so kind, return to the station and speak with the station master. Question him until you are satisfied that you have a detailed description of the party who took the last train to the north 2 days ago.
My pleasure.
As soon as you're done, please return here. Keep close watch, for I may need your assistance inside.
Oh, justice. Literally
Alright.
justice. I was supposed to think of that. Like, for me it made sense, you got the key, you just go inside. Must be fun the outside
My word, I
footprint face.
can't see anything.
Yeah.
Ah, Fowler liked his jests. I need something. I need to be cautious. These items may contain traps, such as those found in Bromsby's office. Size 6.
Okay, definitely smaller. Let's continue on. The door looks nicer from the inside than it does from the outside.
These books warrant a closer look.
Yes, I love these old graphics too. Very simple, but they had a decent bit of details. Also, I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Huh. Kalidasa Abyss. Very impressive. The Villager and the Serpent, a subhouse of a peasant, charitable but not too wise, one winter's day was travelling around the land he landed. He saw a serpent stretched in the snow, cold and frozen, paralyzed, having not a time to live. The villager took him home and, without considering the cost of such an action, laid him up before the fire, warped in and revived him. The frozen serpent began to sense the warmth, which revived his soul as well as his evil nature. Okay. Lifted his head a bit and whistled, coiled his body and then struck against his benefactor, his saviour and his father. Ingrate, said the peasant. If thus you repay me, you will die. And with these words in righteous rage, he took a knife and sliced the beast, making 3 serpents with 2 cuts. A trunk, a head, and a tail. The evil one tried to rejoin himself, but it was no avail. Charity is a virtue, but be careful towards whom. There's no point showing to Ingrates to seal their own doom. Huh. So we knew?
A pheasant and a serpent. The very symbols found on Sir Bromsby's speech.
Yes, which means that there has been a person that he likely helped that has, or trusted.
I can see a faint gleam. Ah, now I see better. The blood was cleansed with this mop. The blood was cleansed with this mop. Closed.
I love his, like, how he, like, says closed. Very interesting. Okay.
An automatic shoe brush. What an inventor this Fowlet is.
Oh. Oh gosh. Is this like a math thing or something? We can have like one of each and every row. Is this like Sudoku? With like an extra row? No, but we have 5s in this one and 6s here. It could be a math thing. Oh gosh. Huh. Let's see. $17, $20, $30, $33, $38, $39, and 8 is 47. 47 and 1. I'm gonna actually let me get a notepad. This is possible. Gonna try to figure out if like the rows make. So what did I say? The 9 and 8 is 47? Something. Okay, 47 on that row, and then we have another one where only one's missing. This one. 5, 10, 16, 24, 34, 42, 45, 63. Okay, and it's always in this order. So let's make it 64. And then 47 plus 7. There. And then 5, 11, 21, 30, 40, 45. 45 is 9. I don't know if this is the right way, but we're gonna try. Next up the top row. 13, 16, 23 plus 12 is 50. Mm, 39. 30. Hold on, no. I start. 10. 23. Plus 12 is 33, is 53. 35. Oh gosh. 33, 35. 44. 6. 46. 54. 54 to 64 is 8. Do we have a... Wait, 8. We don't. So that can't be it. Did I miscalculate? 10, 19. 25, 31, 38, 41, 46, 54. It's 10. Wow. Right? Hold on. 13, 16, so 26, 33, 39, 45, 50, 54, 55, 56, 40, 64. There we go. English numbers when calculating are throwing me off because our numbers are a bit switched from how you say them. So when I'm counting in English, it's like I tend to switch the numbers, which you guys may have noticed. Okay, 16, 25, 30, 38, 40, 54. Do we have a black 10? We don't. 16, 25, 30, 40, 54. 54, but we don't have a 10. None of these we placed before, right? No. I think I need to reload. I need to know the number.
Fowlet created this device to most likely perfect his invention. Fowlet created this device to most likely perfect his invention. Very interesting.
Maybe it's
These
65.
certificates come from different places. He must have traveled a great deal, particularly in South America. I need something.
That's a Da Vinci one. So, how about we try it too? But that wouldn't work with that other one.
There is Fowlet. He is not tall and appears to be quite obese. Greasy substance. Very interesting.
I may have the wrong approach for the riddle. I don't know. But like going for the numbers is like my only clue, I'd say. Are they all back? Yep, looks like it. So this is 63. Seeing as 64 would make sense for this row too, because the maximum to put here is 10. Trying to find any other pattern. I must have miscalculated somewhere to make that not fit. Let's try that again. 13, 16, 26, 33. Plus 12 is 45. 54, 55, 56, 64. Okay, 64. Next up 5, 10, 24, 34, 36, 37 plus 16 is 47, 53, 53 plus something is 64, which doesn't make sense. As the most you can put there is 8. So the question is, what is the order? Huh. Or maybe 7, 18 plus 3 plus 3 or plus 2 plus 4. And then 32. No, 24, yeah, 32. 11, 12, 13, 23, 25, 31, 32. So my logic is 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. You guys get what I mean? Like increasing an 8 for this one. Well, I need to figure out how this one increases. 40. 10, 20, 24, 28. 28 to 40 is 12. Can make 12 many a different ways. Either like this or like this. Let's go with this. No clue if that's right. And then this one must be also 40. 10, 22, 20, 32, 37, 46. That doesn't work. Okay, if any of you guys have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments, by the way. 10, 16, 24, 34, 36, 37, 40, 53. 53. But there's no 0. There's no 11. Maybe it's just the rows and not the ups. If you guys know what I mean, because the like vertical lines don't quite add up whenever I fill a row, so Maybe just these. Let's try that again. 17, 20, 30, 39, 47. Nah. 20, 30. I think I'm on the wrong thing. I think it's there's double numbers, and they also have the same colors sometimes. Should I just look this up? I'm gonna look up the way to the solution, not the solution. How about that? Because I'm quite stumped here. I don't think I can figure this out. There doesn't seem to be like a number. There seems to be a rule, but not, you know. On this part of the first room. And then I reposit itself. Well, it's not difficult, and that's a pity. The board is full of number coins, but one coin is missing each line row. In some rows there are more coins missing. These missing coins are lying loose around the board. They are white and brown coins. The idea is that you put those loose coins in the right places, so that if you add horizontally, vertically, and diagonally, you will always get 55. How can I get 55 if I've already more? I thought about the 55 because that's the number we saw in the letter at Bromsby's, but how can we already get, how can we, or is it 54 and I messed up here with this counting? I think it's 50, maybe 54. I think I may have miscalculated the first time I calculated this. 17, 20, 30, 38, 39, 47. Yeah, I miscalculated. I absolutely miscalculated. I thought about the 55, but when I was like, it can't be because there is more there. I totally messed up counting. Whoops. I think I may have like slipped in rows or something. That sucks. Could have solved this so easily if I just stuck to my guts and tried 55. Also, I missed a lot in the house. There's a lot more to discover, but I skipped through it so I don't accidentally spoil myself. 16, 23, 35, 6, 37, 45, 54, 55. 10, 24, 34, 37, 47, 53, and 2. There we go. 5, 15, 21, 30, 40, 46 is 9. The other rows are double or triple, aren't they? No, this one. I can do this one. 8, 15, 23, 30, 39, 42, 49 is 6, 16, 21, 29, 30, 47 plus 8. Do we have a... there we go. Should have really stuck to my gut. I was like, oh, the 55 from before, we found maybe it's that, but I must have done some stupid calculating here. The other row was 47 and then 63 on this one. I really don't know where I messed up, but I messed up heavily. But that's okay. It happens. That's why we got the solutions for. I'm just mad that I, like, you know, discounted, because I think I could have gotten it out. 10, 14, 23, 33, 42, 48, 10, 17, 27, 32, 33, 39, 45, 50, 53, 10, 17, 26, 29, 37, 44, 45, 51 is 4, there, 12, 17, 27, 36, 42, 50, 54 is 1. Now we have just rows with more left. Let's see. $23, 29, 35, 43, 43, 43 plus it's 55 plus 12. Okay, this one needs to be plus 12, and we need the white and the black piece. So the only way we can make 12 with white and black is... oops, wrong one, I meant to grab this. Is this one. Or this one. So let's see. 8 and 9 is 17. Plus 7 is 24. Plus 5 is 29. 41. My brain is getting tired. 40, 45. 45 plus 10 is 55. So plus 10. But 10 in 2 ways. We don't have a... The black piece needs to go there. And we don't have another white piece that can balance out the 3 here, because that needs to be 7. So it needs to be this one and this one. Not the other ones. 4, 8, 15, 23, 30, 42. 42 is 13, so 9 and 4. 4, 10, and 3. And then we have 14, 15, 21, 30, 40, 48. 48 is 7. We can make 7 with, hold on, this one is a black piece. So, the only way to make 7 is with these 2 pieces here. So I guess these ones already are matching. I could probably do this. Hold on, let me put the 10 down here. Or I could switch these. Let's see. The next row that defines the first number here will be this one. 18, 21, 24, 28, 36, 40, 42, it's another 13. 13 with a 10 and the 3 is possible. We don't have the 9 and the 4 because we need the 4 before the other one, so it's this, 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 and then this, right? Should be. And then I'm not gonna check. 13, 16, 24, 22, well, 22, yeah. 32, 35, 43, 46, it's the 9 here. 10, 20, 27, 38, 55, and then this leaves the last one. Hey, I got it. Okay, what was that? This is a counter. Yeah, we need something for that one.
I need something. I need something.
Okay, but definitely not this Easter way.
I need something.
Okay, no.
I need something.
Okay, I don't think we... There's a screwdriver there, why can't we take that? Like, honest question, that's like so obvious there. Okay, so we missed a lot of things in other rooms, so let's go to other rooms. Should really save in case this game crashes. I don't dare to restart. Okay, let's go back.
Closed. What an odd house.
Couldn't really look there before for some reason when I clicked, so let's look what we have here. We have
Look, what's this?
a wood toy. A weird clown.
I shall select a card to find the logical sequence of what this automaton displays.
Oh, the music's gonna drive me nuts.
I need to place the correct card in its hand.
I don't know.
What card do you play?
I'd say an ace, right? Apparently not.
What card do you play?
that a V? Should that be a J? Mm. Hmm. No.
I need a token to play this automaton.
Hmm. This music's gonna drive me nuts. Mad.
What this automaton displays.
What card do you play? What card do you play?
I don't understand what the V is. Because we have a K for king. Is this like a writing mistake? So we have a 3. A king and a 7. Hearts, diamonds, cross. I don't know the names of. Diamonds, ace, cross, right? No, whatever. They called differently in German, so I always forget what they're called in English. It's okay though. I'd say we're missing a diamond. Either 4 or 5 of diamonds. 3, 2. I would assume this is a king since this is a boy, jester or whatever. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boy, girl, king. That's 7. That's 10. And we have a 7 again. Or maybe it's the numbers. 3, 13, 7. I have no clue, honestly. Anybody any guesses? This music is driving me absolutely nuts. 4? 5? 7 plus 10 is technically 17 and only goes to 13. So 4, right? Okay. I don't know how I got this, but I got it. I'm proud of myself.
What card do you play?
2, 7, queen. 2 to 7 is 5. 7 to queen is also 5. So queen plus 5 would be king. And 4, right?
You won.
Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of myself. I did not think I would do that. Okay, let's read the thing. Also, I'm so happy. So happy that the stupid music stopped. The first animal came from the shore, it was afraid of the powerful waves. The second came from the valley, it was afraid of the river with fast streams. I'm gonna write this up. Second came from the valley. Afraid of fast streams. The third came from the hills. And was hiding from the downpour. Last one that Noah welcomed came down from the mountains. It wasn't afraid of water, but it heard the wrath of the Lord roaring. Okay. Whatever that means. There anything else here that we can do? Oh.
These paintings are from the town of Epinal.
So we have a deer? Or what's this? A goat, probably. We have a goat.
There might be another drawing hidden among these pictures. Let's examine them carefully.
Whatever this animal could be. What could this animal be? It has hooves? Could this be a bear or something? I don't know, but the face is strange. I'd say something up here or something. This is strange. But what could this be? Bird or something? I don't know. It's probably quite obvious when you know what you're looking for. I have no clue. This could be the feet or something. Could be a bird of some kind or something. Huh. No clue. Get the last one. Oh, this was an eagle. It's an eagle. Okay. Hold on. Let's see where I'm now. Once again. The valley, it was afraid of fast streams, I assume. This one. But what could this animal be? It could be a bear, but it has like these shorter legs. Maybe a wild boar or something? I don't know. Like really hard to know what the face is supposed to be. Okay, for the hill and hit for the downpour. Somewhere down here, maybe? I don't see an animal in there. You think that this maybe could be an animal? Huh. No clue. No clue at all. Okay, I don't even know what to do with this. And if there's something to do with it. Let's Anything else here? No. We haven't found any key or anything to like solve the closed door thing. Yes, I haven't gone here. Oh, a kitchen. Okay. We have something broken there. Looks like a bottle. We have a boar.
I need something.
Board. Can you please get out of the way so I can actually... Thank you.
I need something.
Okay, it's probably... Yeah. There we go. So...
White flaky ash.
It seems familiar. The details in this game are beautiful, like the rust and stuff. Super well made. Nothing on the shelf or on the scale, just something on the table.
Blood. Gin. Blood. 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 Gin.
So somebody cut themselves on the bottle. Is that all I can do here?
Gin. Blood.
They probably
Gin.
recorded these separately. This is quite funny.
Gin. Blood. Blood. Gin. 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 Blood.
Just to make sure. Okay, nothing we can do here. So somebody, if not the owner of this house, cut themselves on these. But there's nothing else here that gives us any clues. And the other door is locked. I wonder if the same key to inside of the house unlocks that door.
Closed.
I would have thought that this is something, but apparently not. Anything else here? No.
The animals must enter Noah's Ark in the proper order.
Okay. Whatever this is, I think this is the bear I've seen. I don't know which animal was hiding. It could have been a crab, honestly, because there was so much going on. So it's goat. Let's say you. Crab and then you. And a theater roar. Okay. The first wave came from the shore. It feared the waves. The moment hit the word hill downpour could mean like the elephant when it squirts its water. Valley it feared the fast streams. I don't know the others. That's a problem. We don't know the others. So I think we should go back to the pictures, right?
These are old award certificates from automation invention competitions.
Okay, let's see. Noah's Ark, huh? There. Is there anything else on the bookshelf? No. We'll have to do something from the pictures. If anybody has a clue, feel free to, like, debate about it in the comments. The first one came from the waves. From the shore, it feared the waves. I think Valley Hill Mountain. So I think this is definitely the mountain. And there's an eagle here. And I think the roar is the lion. The hill it hit from the downpour. The valley it feared was the. I think this is what's hiding from the downpour. So that's the ground. But then question is there any other animals there? And who's causing the downpour? Valley at feared fast streams. I think this is this, and I think this may be a bear. Feared fast stream. I don't know if there's any other animals in there. Not the one I meant to look at. This one's so chaotic. I'm having a hard time seeing anything in there. But this one must be the shore. We had an elephant, we had a giraffe, we had a crab. I think this could be a crab here. Crab, bear, goat, eagle, lion, but when are the other ones supposed to come? That's like my issue. Where's the other? Where's the other one supposed to come in? Are there any more pictures anywhere? I knew there's none in the kitchen. Let's read the text again. First came from the shore, it was afraid of the powerful waves. Second came from the valley, it was afraid of the river with fast streams. Third came from the hills and was hiding from the downpour. Last one, that no welcome, came down from the mountains. It wasn't afraid of water, but it heard the wrath of Lord roaring. Okay, so it's just 4 animals. 4 animals. But why is there so many more? So, let's see. I think the first one may be a crab. Could also be a giraffe, but I'm not too sure. The second one is a bear. Could also be this guy. Third one is a goat. Fourth one is the eagle. Which one is the lion? Although I'm not too sure if the lion's in there. Strawberry home. Show us the crab. I don't know, it could have been a giraffe in there. Mally and it fears the fast streams. Hill, but it fears the downpour. Eagle, but it hears the roar of the lion. No, I have no clue, honestly. Why are some of these so... I mean, like, I don't know, they feel like they're missing half the riddle. Let's see. I mean, they were just four, so it's like... I mean, the shore and waves is the crab. The valley may be the deer. I think I messed up the hill and valley. Maybe. Let's try that. We have the bear and the eagle. And then I don't know what to do with these guys. I think I may have messed up the hill and the valley. I'm pretty sure that one is a bear and may also be the other guy from the side, but yeah. No. Okay, I'm pretty sure the crab is first. Can I read this again? First, second, third, and then the last one that Noah welcomed. Does that mean that this one is the last one and the other animals come before that? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what this is, but I'm pretty sure it's the bear. And then probably... I don't know the order for these ones. It said it could hear the lion first, so I would assume that the lion is before it. And it didn't fear the waves because it can fly, which makes sense. Oh my goodness.
It is elementary. Someone tried to force
I don't
this
know why the other three were like... I don't know, it's very logical once you kind of get it, but like... It's still strange. Yeah, somebody definitely tried to break in. Here's some pieces of paper. Hey, I thought there was more, apparently not. My dear friend, as I told during my last visit, the difficulties between Grimble and my nephew have taken a critical turn. Seems as if ungrateful young man has gained the upper hand. And if he doesn't complain anymore, the foreman and some of the workers are doing it for him. I beg your help. I don't think that young Wyatt is a ne'er-do-well, but his acquaintances here in London have negative effect on him. Would you kindly tutor him in his studies far from the city? I think that in your company he would find real value and would return to the right path. I'm eternally in debt to this poor mother and cannot stop thinking about his future well-being despite his ingratitude. Melvin Bronsby, his nephew, huh? Muller Simpson, Kirby at Collins' case. The court returned a verdict of guilt for Mr. Miller and Mr. Kirby as accessories in the accidental death of Louis Castiglietti, whatever, during a brawl at a place named the Inn of the Golden Apple in Lexham on the night of the 20th to the early hours of the 21st of February 1892. Mr. Kirby and Muller have been sentenced to 3 years of hard labour. The court returned a verdict of guilt for Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby, and Collins for the charges of robbery. Said robbery took place at the Inn of the Golden Apple during the night of the 20th to the morning 21st. Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby, and Collins are each sentenced to pay a fine in the amount of £125 to Mr. Iranu Castiglietti. This text reading breaks my brain sometimes. Dear Mr. Fowlett, I've personally welcomed the nephew of your friend. This Wyatt Collins doesn't seem to be a bad fellow at first glance, but I think he needs a firm hand. He was hired as a supervisor for the copper mines near the border. I believe that the hard-working way of life that they lead will have a healthy effect on him. Sincerely yours, Brad Sullivan, Caracas, Venezuela. Chief foreman, huh? Okay, interesting. Still haven't really found much when it comes to opening the closed door.
Fowlett created this device to most likely perfect his invention.
Is there anything else we can do here?
Someone tried to force this safe.
Like try and figure something out here. I don't see anything else. Okay. I don't know, somebody tried to force this safe and left the screwdriver, huh? And we still can't go in here.
Closed.
What's this wood toy about? Can we go out and meet Watson now? I don't know. I feel like we have all information, but I'm not too sure if we do. Or do I have to switch to Watson again to get, no, we can't. Huh, what am I supposed to do? And where does it, where'd toy go? Okay, I'm gonna look this up. We spent long enough on this and I'm already proud that I kind of managed the last reload. I feel like it didn't feel like a solution. Did I miss letters? Oh, yeah. Notice hereby given that the British subject Wyatt Collins was arrested by Brazilian authorities in the region of Guayama. This is our embassy policy to inform the proper interested parties in England where British citizens stand accused of a crime and lacks the adequate means to secure a proper local barrister for his defense. Since the individual in question may be subject to a term of imprisonment, if you desire to meet his needs, you must make arrangements through the Brazilian embassy in London. R. Chestwick, attaché. Mr. Follett, notice to see by given that Mr. Wyatt Collins was discharged. As you were earlier informed, Mr. Collins has been enjoying a half-free order for the past 10 months due to his good behavior at the influence of the prison warden at KMO, who is a former soldier of Her Majesty's Army. Under the former condition of his sentence, Mr. Collins was required to remain within the territory. Hereinafter, he is free to leave the country. Our Chestwick. According to the wish of Sir Bromsby, the will is to be written in favour of Herman Grimble, unless the predeceased, the testation regardless of Miss Lavinia's majority. She will be paid a substantial pension during this period. In the event that Miss Lavinia should marry before the death of Mr. Grimble, then she and her husband would exercise control over the Bromsby assets, to the prejudice of Mr. Grimble. Regardless, Mr. Grimble would retain his right to oversee the detailed operations of Bromsby Enterprise and owe any position of dividends according to his personal investment in the aforesaid business. Find the information on legal text about the majority and probable success of theirs to consent such a document. Okay, so Bromsby has a real reason for my brain is looking for killing him up before the daughter marries, because there has been a lot of people approaching the daughter where she was back, like the Frenchman and the other guy. So if he knew about the testament in any way, shape or form, he of course would want to inherit the entire, like, thing, because, you know, just makes sense then to kill him off before the daughter marries. My dear friend, I will not be able to pay you a visit next week as we had arranged. Terrible revelation has added to my usual worries. I shared with you earlier the post of my nephew when he was employed at the cement factory and the accusations he has raised against Grimble. The recent visit of Her Majesty's tax officials has done little to lessen these suspicions. The lack of time and perhaps courage does not permit me to reveal Herman's machinations, but I will reveal the complete truth as soon as possible. How could I imagine ever being betrayed in such a way, your friend, Melvin Bromsby? See? So it was him, because if the nephew's already suspicious of him, it speaks a decent bit. And then we have some weird numbers. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Is there anything else we can do? Because there's nothing he said. I want to know if there's any way we can actually open the stupid door in the hallway. That's like the only thing I think I'm missing. Let's go to the kitchen and there was blood, but there was no way to, like, you know.
Closed. 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 Closed.
Anywhere else we can go? Not really.
An automatic shoe brush. What an inventor this Fowlett is.
Maybe we do need to go into the kitchen again. Hello, can you go to the other side of the room, Sherlock? Thank you.
The pillow is missing.
The pillow is missing. That doesn't give me much.
These certificates come from different places. He must have travelled a great deal, particularly in South America.
Screwdriver we cannot do anything with. Some papers there.
Fowlett created this device to most likely perfect his invention.
No, that's the same thing he said before. Okay, we definitely missed something with the pillars there.
The blood was cleansed with this mop.
Yeah, we already knew that. some up from the. It's probably from the kitchen. Anything else in the bookshelf doesn't look like it. Not just a door.
Gin! Lud!
Nothing we can do here.
Lud! Gin! Lud!
Doesn't seem like we can do anything here. Okay, I am stumped as to what to do now. That I'm gonna look up a little bit further in the text. Let's see, I need to start from the beginning because I don't want to I don't want to miss anything here. Okay. So, we had the table lamp with the matchbox, with the shoes and the footprints. Size 7. Now walk further into the room where the button set off the screen. On the next scene you will see the large sideboard for paintings and the clown. Paint. Close up of the last painting we the clown. Grab the yellow toy. To the slanting feet at the bottom left screen to the left. Click bottom shelf, take off a book, villager and the serpent. Page 44 and 45. Shade in ash grey. Ash from the ashtray is flaky ash. Bottle of drink. Broken drinking glass. Bottle cap, bloody broken drinking glass. Back to the screen corridor. Matchbox for lantern. Bedroom checkerboard, we did that. Sink, the other substance. Greasy bolts, clown machine, clown puzzle that I gladly got. Bedroom, Noah's Ark puzzle that I don't know how, but I also got. Didn't feel satisfying though. And we have the letters. If you have read this carefully, close that inventory and close up of the safe. We then hear Watson calling. Okay, Murray found the key in the yard. So go back to the room by bottom center and go back the hall through the door. Go out the door, Holmes walks to Watson and receives the key. Okay, we must be missing one thing then. We must be missing something to read then, because I don't think I'm missing anything else. Did I not read any of the documents? But I did. So that can't be it. And we didn't hear Watson calling either. So that's a thing. So I must be missing something inside the house. One thing I must be missing. Okay, let's go through this again. This is a bit stupid. So... Once he's nothing, no Holmes is not anywhere blind, just very dark here. Dragon, click the front legs of the dragon. Click the matchbox foreground to see a table lamp. Click the lamp. Take the matchboxes. Holmes cautions you to be especially careful. Boom things in the office. Holmes from dragon box. There are 2 pairs of shoes. Did I thought I clicked on them. Because he gave me that.
It is a size 7.
Holmes, Murray has just found a key in the garden.
I know what happened. I thought I clicked on them because when I clicked on the shoes it says size 6. But then now it said size 7, so...
Murray has just found a key key in
There
the garden.
was another person.
It should be done quickly.
So there was another person there. Now I get what I
Close.
was missing. Do we have the key in our inventory now? Yes, we do. Look, it's a Mickey Mouse key. No, for real though. Totally a Mickey Mouse key. So this one must be this. Right.
Close.
So yeah, I know what happened there. That was like pure accident. I thought I got it, but I didn't. There's blood there.
Watson, over here.
My God, this man is dead, Holmes.
Brilliant deduction. I thought perhaps he was tired and decided to rest under a pile of potatoes, which in turn fractured his skull. Watson, you see everything, but fail to observe. I do not have time for trifles.
There.
Oh, really, Holmes? You go too far.
Amen.
Watson, tell Constable Fletcher to contact Lestrade with all haste. Now, I'd like to look around the house.
All right, Holmes.
First of all, we have this.
I recognize this handwriting. This handwriting is identical to the writing on Monsieur de la Mazardiere's visiting card.
Thought so. The Frenchman was super suspicious before.
I need something. I need something. Size 6.
Yeah. Is that the tape measure squeaking? Anything else here? There's no shoe prints.
The station master assured me he clearly saw Mr. Fowlett board the last train to London. But as Constable Fletcher can attest, the body in the cellar is without question that of Horace Fowlett.
Do you have the station master's statements there in your notes, Watson?
Of course. And be sure that...
It is neither the right place nor the right time to talk about this. We must hurry. I fear if we do not act promptly and with all haste, this second dead body will not be the last.
It's because he knew of the suspicions.
It seems to me that we have gathered
The Frenchman
all
is
the key
definitely
elements,
a
Watson.
wrong person.
However, before we retire, let's summarize our findings.
So
The questions should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
I know. So my suspicion is that Grimble somehow found out about the testament through something, and he wanted to prevent the daughter from marrying. So he sent up the fourth Frenchman there to capture the daughter's attention and to work for the family, because the Frenchman was helping also to set up how the tables are arranged and stuff, and like the basics of like the festivities and stuff. So he was kind of trusted, but there was a book on a Frenchman. His card is suspicious. Either way, we found the shoe size 7 where he was. And in the staying room, probably, maybe. We found a size 7 outside with cigarette butts. And now we find size 7 here and a card playing that has the same handwriting as the one from the Frenchman. So my guess is that Mr. Grimble ordered the Frenchman to get rid of all his problems. And the Frenchman is not really a Frenchman. Also, they said the Frenchman left because he had to go to doctors in London or somewhere. So that's why he left before the party and he didn't claim his pay. So my guess is, since we found the false officer's uniform, or like the false button, that he came back disguised as one of them. Did Horace Fowlett receive a call the evening he was supposed to leave? Yes. And we have the thing of Murray. Were all of the guests in the ballroom at the time of the shooting? No. Which one
We
was it?
must have made an error. We must
Yeah,
have made
I'm
the
not
question
done.
should be answered yes or no.
I
and
don't care. I
justified
want
by the
to...
evidence or testimony
It could be the
received during
development
the
of the crime. I wanted to read the notes. There we go. Other witnesses have equipped with fake. The testimony Miss Lambert indicates that she noticed 2 people absent from the ballroom. See? That's what I... Okay, that's how you read it. That's what I wanted. Okay. So no. So Tip Bromsby and his daughter have a good relationship. No. Because... of Grimble. So I had rather strained relations. Was Horace followed aware of the problems between him and Grimble and Sir Bromsby? Ah. Grimble and his nephew. Grimble and Wyatt. Horace followed aware of the problems between Grimble and Sir Bromsby. Okay, Grimble and Sir Bromsby is probably antique steel. I missed one. Ah, oh, that's the... Yeah. He had a terrible revelation. Was my nephew when he was... Yeah, okay, it's this one. So, yes, he was aware. Was there anything missing from Horace Follett's house? Pillow is missing, yes. Somebody entered through the window at Follett's house. No.
We must have made an error. Watson.
Okay, could have
Let's
been
check
the
our
last one,
answers.
could have been the footprints.
The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
It could be like this
We
too.
must have made an error.
No.
Watson. Let's check our answers.
I hate this so much. What could have been wrong?
The question should be answered yes or no and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the investigation.
Missing from the house? Pillow is missing. I was followed aware of the problems between him and Grimble and this. I mean, yeah, the letter from Bromsby. Shared with you earlier birth of my nephew when he was employed at a against Grimble. Lack of time, perhaps courage doesn't admit machinations, but I reveal the complete truth. Yes, so he was aware. Definitely. Did they have a good relationship? No, Grimble said so. Were of the guests in the barroom? No, because it was said that, it was mentioned, that her followers received the call the evening she was supposed to leave. Didn't Murray say? Hold on. I'm pretty sure Murray said to. Made this yesterday, not that it's the first time he's behaved to me. Come eccentric, not that I have anything to say about that man. I think a fellow came to talk to him about something. Something about leaving the north for a fortnight. Wind and rain, nothing. The fellow came to talk to him about something.
We must have made an error, Watson. The questions should be answered yes or no, and justified
Yes,
by the
I know,
evidence or
shut up.
testimony received
Oh my
during
goodness,
the
this is
investigation.
annoying. So, yes, I'd say yes according to Mary. So where's my mistake? I'm gonna look this up. So... Question 1. Yes, accountable, Murray followed house. Question 2. Were all of the guests in the ballroom? Yes. See the development of the... Yes? Okay, hold on. What did the development of the crime say? I guess all the... Oh yeah, all the guests were there, but...
We must have made an error, Watson. Let's check our answers.
All the guests were there, but not...
Questions should be answered yes.
Yeah, shut up. All the guests were there, but not all the people. So that was his element of the crime. Daughter, good relationship? No. Herman Grimble. Source follower, where the problem between Herman Grimble and Bromsby? B. Yes. Followed. Bromsby. That is not Maple. Yes. Letter from Bromsby. Is there anything missing? Yes. A letter, but it's not Maple missing. Somebody entered through the window that followed us. Apparently this is a yes and not a no.
We must have made an error, Watson. Let's check our answers.
Huh?
The questions should be answered yes or no, and justified by the evidence or testimony received during the
Someone entered
investigation.
through the window at Follett's house. Yes, accountability. Follett's house, October. Bedroom outside windows. Oops, I accidentally switched to the wrong thing. Never mind, that was my mistake. There we go.
We have answered all
Okay,
the
so
questions.
I got them
We shall
kind of
examine
right,
the
except for
evidence
one, but
acquired yesterday.
I guess
The
the
watch
evidence
trinket,
wasn't matching up.
substance from Fowler's washstand, and the gloves I found at Sherringford Hall.
So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna save. I have to say, like, some of the riddles were quite fun, although definitely couldn't do math. I would have totally been able to figure out that other riddle if I wasn't too damn stupid to calculate, honestly. That was just my fault. My fault only. The card game was fun to figure out, but you definitely need to know your card numbers, but you know, that one worked out. The one with the animals was a bit trial and error and didn't feel like it was like a good solution. I don't know, it felt like it lacked something. Like half of it was there, but there's something missing. But I'm happy that we actually got some information, or got some riddles, I should say. That I missed the footprints in the hallway when I thought, or in the entrance when I thought I got them, was because I thought I clicked them with the measuring tape, but I accidentally only clicked the shoes. So that was easy to miss though, so I'm not mad about missing that. I'm not surprised that I missed that. Frustrating was it to get into the house because I didn't know you need to talk to the people beforehand, but okay. The last riddle here, I don't know. Like, I got the gist of it, but like, I should have read the testimony. I could have figured out that it was a yes, all the guests were there, just like 2 of the workers were not. Sorry. As for the last one, I really thought it was a no, because yes, there was footprint size 10 outside the window and there was a screwdriver keeping the window shut. But there was no footprints inside, and that's what got me, because I wasn't too sure if that, but like the question was also, why would the Frenchman, or the seemingly Frenchman, slightly in antiquity, why would he steal a pillow? So the pillow was likely stolen by a man with the larger footprints. Question is why? So yeah, we're having more riddles. We definitely are closer. I'm pretty sure that it's Grimbald's fault, or like Grimbald's the main suspect here. But there's some more people appearing, like the nephew and some other people. Maybe the nephew was larger, and maybe the nephew followed him. And he was also the one to steal a pillow for some reason, whatever that is. Huh. Weird. But yeah, let's see who's readable. This is definitely very mysterious. So far I like the concept of the crime. It's a bit hard to get everything by yourself, but I think I'm managing decently well. Like, I'm finding most things. But yeah, definitely not the easiest game, but very interesting. Okay. Let's rate my friend Effie, because they're playing Soma, and I'm quite excited to see how the game continues. Watching all of their Soma playing, and Soma's a very, very interesting game, I think. It's like a mix between BioShock and, I don't know, something else. But it gives like BioShock vibes in a way. Just more modern. A little bit more, in a way. But yeah, very, very fun so far to watch, so feel free to join the raid with me. And Effie's playing a lot of other fun games too, and they're also opening Pokemon cards randomly and stuff. They've been playing Five Nights at Freddy's before, and some other horror games. A lot of itch.io games that are very random. And yeah, Soma's their first longer game, and it's definitely been a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, I am going to be back with this tomorrow, and if you guys can't make it on Thursday, I'm going to continue the diorama. By the way, I misread. I said, oh, it says it's an easy diorama, and it's not easy. No. It's difficulty 4 out of 5, but it's easy instructions. I totally misread that on the box. That's on me. The instructions are not that easy, but you can figure them out. But yeah, definitely 4 out of 5 difficulty. But either way, thank you all for sticking with me, and I hope you all will have a good evening, enjoy the raid, and have a good day tomorrow. Bye bye.